Hello, this is Myra of Joy of Colorful Cooking. Underneath Joy of Colorful Cooking, you can say superfoods for super kids. My mission is to help more of us eat more foods that are really good for our body in a world where we are surrounded by foods that is not the case. So I'm going to show you first this little plate over here. These are stuffed potatoes, and I just made them yesterday, and I wanted to show you them because we're heading into holidays for some of us, Passover and Easter. These are really good vegan stuffed potatoes that you can bring and make sure you have something for yourself, and then maybe other people will like them too. So the menu is under the show. It's not in the show. Today, what we're going to do is we are going to make, it is called Applesauce Oat Cookies. A mission of mine is to help people find things that are sweet that don't have sugar in them. As we know, sugar is so strong in our culture, and it starts right when the kids are babies. And when they start having their first food, there is sugar added into so much stuff. My experience is really young children like the things that I make. And once they start eating sugar, I've taken care of kids and they always want to eat my food, but then once they start eating sugar, something like this will not taste good to them anymore because they need that taste of the sugar. So I'm urging people, every one of us, that we can help children have lots of options to eat other things along with the foods that are readily accessible. So I will tell you the ingredients. This is oat flour, vanilla bean powder, cinnamon, baking powder, walnuts, flaxseed, apples, bananas, applesauce, oats. The sweeteners are applesauce, and this is unsweetened applesauce, bananas, and the apple. So it's a very different kind of sweetness. It's a very different kind of sweetness, and it's good for your body. Amazing. So here we go. This is a flaxseed. I'm going to be dumping it into the water and stirring it. It's in place of an egg, so it's called a flaxseed egg. It's going to be sitting here for about 5 minutes while I put the other things together. Maybe not quite 5 minutes. I wanted you to see it being mixed up. So first, I am going to put the dry things. This is oat flour into this bowl, vanilla bean powder, cinnamon, baking powder. Mix it up, and you always want to mix it up well. Obviously, you don't want to be tasting little chunks baking powder, that kind of thing. So this bowl turns out it's a little bit smaller than I would like it. Okay. All right. Now, apples, bananas, and applesauce. Let's see. I'm going to mix this up first before I add the flaxseed. Get the flaxseed water a little bit longer. And let's see if I can avoid, I don't feel like putting my hands in this right now, but I may need to. So all this sweet stuff that actually is good for your body. Imagine that. And FYI, I have a lot of food addiction, and I've been working on it for a long time with food coaches. And the way I'm focusing on it right now is to eat as much nutritious food as I can and not judge myself when I don't. And having been around a lot of kids of all ages for many, many years, I guarantee you there's a lot of kids that have addictions where they're crazed about sugar. And that starts like as soon as they're small infants and they get a taste of ice cream or something. If you watch them, they're kind of like out of their minds, really. It's like hard to see, but it's no different from how it's just, I'm preferring to go in a different direction myself. and possibly advocate for people doing a similar thing without judgment or anything of myself or others. Okay, so this is pretty good mixture here. And then I am going to take the flaxseed, not quite 5 minutes, but here we go, into here. So it's, again, it's a replacement for an egg, because this show is based on vegan, which if you're anything like me, I thought veganism was insane. And why would anyone ever do it until it helped reverse a disease, an autoimmune disease for me. Then my feelings changed. Okay, so now this is all mixed up. And now I'm going to pour the dry ingredients into here, spilling some on the top, on the counter. And it's a little smaller than I thought it would be, but let's see if I can add this into it without it. I'm going to have to put my hands in, boo-hoo. All right, I'm going to put my hands in. So, yeah, it's a good feeling in one sense, but it's also, and if you do this with kids, they love it. I mean, it's actually a great thing to have kids cooking and putting their hands in it and feeling it and just getting an amazing feeling about cooking from an early age. As early as any of us can introduce kids to coming and joining in and making foods that are superfoods, the better. And then I put in the recipe that you're going to see. This does not have walnuts in it. I'm adding walnuts because I want them, and it does have raisins. If you like raisins, put them in, and that'll put in an extra amount of sweetener into it. Okay. You can get a melon scoop or something to put these on, but in the meantime, I have this tablespoon. There we go. Okay. Now these are going to go in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 13 minutes and then check them and test them with the toothpicks. Oh, important part, just squish them down. So I'm using the bottom of this baking cup, squish. There you go. They're going to go in the oven. See you soon. Apple oat banana cookies, here they are. These are little. FYI, there's a lot more batter. I'm going to be making a whole pile of these to bring while I go to Passover. I'm going to be away for 5 days, so these are not kosher for Passover. But I'm going to have a lot of these so that I can eat these and not eat as many of the sweet things. So a story. I live here in Acton, Mass. This is ActonTV. I was at Idlewild about a month ago, and I heard this father saying to his daughter, who looked like she was about 8 or 9, something like that. He said, could you please pick some healthy food? If you know Idlewild, it's filled with fruits and vegetables, but I think she was probably picking some of the pastries. And I said, it's a challenge, huh? And he goes, oh my God. And I just thought, it is. We want our kids to be strong. We want ourselves to be strong, and yet the whole world is like, So here's a treat you could do for yourself. You could do it for your friends. Try it, and I hope you like it. Reminder, this is Joy of Colorful Cooking. And I did say underneath, I'd like to call it also Superfoods for Super Kids. If you want to say anything to me, ask me any questions, please, you can email me at joyofcolorfulcooking.com. I'll put it under the show also. Also, I do love reading Superfoods for Super Kids to young kids. I'd say they're preschool age, so you can call me and I'd love to come read the book. Take care, and see you next time on the show. Bye.